made contact and shattered.
At some point, Chris locates what's called a dry bag.
Brian Laundrie's body has been found. Law enforcement had considered Laundrie the only person of interest in the murder of his fiancée, Gabby Petito.
That's all it is the truth. So there's nothing to hide in that coroner's report. There's nothing to hide by not having Kiely take a polygraph. And if the truth comes out, and this was
reference to a missing 4-year-old, the parents have called me and advised that the mother had went for a walk, came home, now they can't find her. They've been yelling for her. She's been gone for about 10 minutes now.
Hello?
It's gone.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. It's another ATS live stream in the morning, and we are covering the Kiely Rodni case. And today is day 11 in the search for her. And they announced yesterday that they are scaling back some search efforts, but they are going to bring in a task force. So things are changing as far as the investigation goes, as far as strategy. They have a rhyme and reason for everything. And everything needs to be knocked off the list. So they start with the search, and they only got so far with that. Now they've got a new plan, and the task team seems like they're going to go through a different avenue. So that was the update. We're going to play the press conference. I didn't really watch it all yet. This was the announcement that the Facebook page put up before the press conference even started yesterday. I'm just pulling it up because I just find some of the language interesting, and maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but it pretty much says today is day 10 of the search for 16-year-old Kiely Rodni. The Placer County Sheriff's Office and Nevada County Sheriff's Office continue to deploy numerous resources to locate Kiely and her vehicle. Kiely was reported missing on August 6th after she attended a party with 200 to 300 juveniles and young adults at the Prosser Family Campground. So I'm not going to read the whole thing because the only thing that really stood out to me is this part, to locate Kiely and her vehicle. So maybe it's just the wording, maybe it doesn't mean anything, but I noticed by this little statement, they didn't put the cell phone on the list. So maybe it's nothing and they still are looking for the cell phone. But I found it interesting that they're saying that they're still looking for Kiely and her phone or her vehicle and didn't list the phone. Sorry, guys. I need to have my coffee still. So let me just say hi to chat and thank you everyone for being here. Ashley Oaks, I saw you, Delana, Rosie, Karen, Grandma, thank you for being here. Carol, Connie, everyone for being here. Nuann, it's good to see you. So yeah, that I don't know if it means anything. Maybe I'm just looking into their wording too specifically, but they mentioned her and her vehicle. They did not mention the phone. This also, I feel, debunks the rumor going around that her vehicle was seen possibly days later headed towards Mexico. That hasn't been confirmed by law enforcement. And in fact, after that rumor went out, within an hour, they put out this statement and the presser. So I could be wrong, but I'm not really buying the whole we saw her vehicle and it was headed towards Mexico days later. Maybe they did, but you would think that they would have brought that out and they would have upped everything to an Amber Alert, because they've said in the past that all they need is a vehicle sighting or a description of her vehicle, and then that will constitute for an Amber Alert. Again, I'm not an expert, but for me and from how I'm narrowing things down, I don't think that her vehicle was seen headed to Mexico days later, but I could be wrong. What are you guys thinking? Are you believing that tip? If you think that tip was accurate, I mean, just let me know. It very well could be. Kiely Rodni was last seen at a campground party in Truckee, California on August 6th at around 12:31 a.m. She is 16 years old. She has multiple piercings and the tattoo of the number 17 on her ribs. She is 118 pounds, has blonde hair and hazel eyes. If you have any information, please call 530-886-5375 or 911. She drives a 2013 Honda CR-V with the license plate number 8YUR127. She is described as 5'7" and was last seen wearing green dicky pants, a black tank top, and jewelry. Kiely also has scars on her left arm and near her wrist from a surgery. Her phone and her car are missing. So maybe they found the phone. They haven't announced that. That would be amazing. I know that they were really focused on the water area because of the last ping near there. So, it's been 10 days yesterday that was posted. So maybe within that time they found her phone. I don't know, but it's very interesting. Hi, Mike. Thanks for being here. And everyone else. Somebody mentioned that the new boyfriend's name is Nick. I hadn't heard that, but I could be behind in some things. I didn't hear that she even had a new boyfriend, but okay, let me see. The other thing I wanted to share. Oh, yeah. So everyone knows that they upped the reward money to $75K. We have an even bigger offer in addition to the reward money coming from Upchurch, Ryan Upchurch, the singer. He's offering, I believe, his vehicle. Let me just pull that up. So he is a singer and entertainer, but he runs YouTube. And sometimes he gets involved with missing persons cases. And for reasons like this, whoever comes forward and tells what happened to Kiely Rodni first, I'll give you my Hellcat. I'll even deliver it to your house. Think I'm playing? Try me. Who knows something? Hashtag Kiely Rodni. All you got to do is call, and then he leaves the number for the sheriff's office, and press opinion 7. That's the tip line for the sheriff's department, which is the anonymous tip line. You tell them if you're correct and it leads to finding the answer, I'll bring you this car. Don't call them if you don't know anything or wasn't there. If you wasn't there, you don't know, just like the rest of us. Somebody knows something. So that was a little bit of an update in things. Let me just share my screen. We'll just play that presser from yesterday and then a News Nation clip. And then there was really just one other thing that I wanted to kind of point out to you guys and kind of discuss with you guys. And it has to do with Sammy and some of her statements that she's been making. So these ones, as we know, came from the ex-boyfriend. Some of them got updated also. So he's claiming he never dated Sammy, just Kiely, because there was a rumor going around that he was possibly involved with both of them. Jagger, the ex, is coming out saying, no, absolutely not. I believe this is his TikTok. He also said a few other things. Let me just flip through and pull those up. Before, I think he might have deleted this stuff, though. For anyone saying that it's odd that I posted this the day Kiely went missing, then look at the sound. It's literally a car trend. I don't understand how you guys can be so sick and make threats and spread false information, or anyone involved in Kiely's case or anyone else. Sick people. So obviously he's realizing that the web sleuths and a certain channel kind of just put out the rumor that he was dating both of them. He's pretty upset with that channel. Apparently that channel is the reason why he took down his social media, he's claiming. I don't know what's true or why he's doing the things he's doing. It could be a very easy excuse. So this video that he posted was just his car, and it was like a little bit of music. I'm sure you guys have seen it, or you can look it up very easily. So I was more interested in the comments underneath. You posted this day Kiely went missing, as well as he said she was possibly drunk driving in the video he removed. and said on another, don't you know, okay, so it's misspelled, but they're talking about how his last conversation with Kiely was, don't do anything stupid. Hey, Jagger, do you have a way I can get in touch with you? And then he says, I don't understand how you guys can be so sick to have, okay, yeah, that's where he was like calling everyone sick people. It's people just kind of harassing him in a way, maybe he has absolutely nothing to do with it. Why did you delete the video about Kiely? Because he had put something up and it had her flyer in it. And this is what he says, because I was getting hundreds of comments saying I was responsible for her disappearance. And I'm just trying to find her. But it's kind of hard when, and then he like goes on. Just super defensive. And it could just be because obviously he didn't have anything to do with it and people are coming at him. Or is it something more? You know what I mean? So somebody said, I just said it was ironic, bro. You made this statement, she is alive, and you would find her. That is some crazy accusations. So people are questioning things. And he said, that's not an accusation. It's me showing hope. So remember on the mainstream Fox interview, he basically said, I believe she's alive and well, and one of us are going to be the ones to find her. So let me just play that presser and then we'll get back to this screen and the other thing I wanted to kind of share with you guys about Sammy. And then that's really all the stuff I had for you guys in the morning, but it's worth it for me to kind of show you these little things that it's actually just one thing that I found stood out about what Sammy was saying. And if you guys haven't hit that like button or subscribed, please do so. And it's greatly appreciated, guys. I also linked the membership link in the top of the chat, too, if you guys want to join, become a member. Okay, let's play the presser first, and then we'll play News Nation.
Good afternoon. I'm Angela Musalam, the Public Information Officer.
It's not that loud, as you guys know. Hold on.
I'm joined by our Unified Command today, and we're providing an update on the investigation and search for Kiely Rodni. I'd like to first introduce Nevada County Sheriff's Captain Sam Brown for the latest on the search and rescue efforts.
Good afternoon, everybody. So obviously our search for Kiely continues, and we're trying to do the best that we can to keep things moving in a positive way and attempt to find some clues and locate some idea of where we need to get to. We've been working pretty close with the family, trying to make sure that we're providing.
Yes, Janelle, that was another, I guess, little update. Adventures with a Purpose is going to go help find her. I believe they're going to wait a little bit and then they're going to go in. But yeah, that was another updated event. And hello, Happy, and hello. Well, I just wanted to say, Mike, you're so funny sending everyone flowers in chat. Such a great way to start a day, even if it's a virtual set of flowers.
And with up-to-date information, but also try to protect from a lot of the ups and downs that have occurred throughout this whole ordeal. We are still looking for any clues, videos, tips, any information to help us to put pieces together and help us to direct where we're going and how we're going to continue to do a search. We are moving into a more limited but continuous search and rescue effort. We've pulled in a ton of resources towards that goal. And I think to date, we've had over like 9,000 man hours into searching, which is pretty astronomical. Our biggest problem is where do we go and how do we keep sustaining this? And so we do have some plans that were continued. Our team, our overhead team, worked extremely hard into long hours and continues to work to this day on creating plans that we can continue to follow up on. But we are going to have to switch modes and kind of focus on the investigative end and try to figure out where do we go from there. We still want all eyes and ears out there. We're coming into hunting season. We're hoping for people to have eyes out.
So he just said that they've searched thousands of hours, but now they're going to switch modes. So I'd seen people like for a while saying like they need to stop searching and they need to put pressure on those kids. Sammy knows. I know for a fact that they are feeling the same way that we are about certain things and have their own suspicions, you know, because it's their job to kind of read people like that. But I think that they've decided, you know, strategically, they're going to knock this stuff out of the way. And then they always knew that they were going to bring in the task force and then kind of put people in a corner in a way and put pressure on them. And strategically, it's now they can kind of be like, well, we've searched all we could. We couldn't find her. We couldn't find the vehicle. Now, unfortunately, we have to bring you back in, Sammy and Jagger and Mags. And we got to go over things again with you guys. Sorry. You know, it's just like part of their strategy, I'm feeling. Yeah, Crime Curious. I noticed that too. He mentioned hunting season, so maybe hunters will stumble upon. Yeah, I don't know. That has happened how many times in true crime cases? We've seen that over and over again. So it's so sad.
Out all over the place, and we're going to continue to put all of our efforts in as a unified command and continue to try to do our best as we move forward.
And I saw CDT in chat, and I just wanted to say good morning to her. And yes, thank you, Delana. Smash that like.
So in the last 10 days that we've been searching, there's been an incredible effort. There's too many agencies, too many people to thank, but it has been pretty astronomical. The resources from air support to ground support to divers and swimmers and you name it, we probably called and asked for it. And I would say that the majority of resources came in a relatively quick period of time. As we start to transition into more of the background investigative stuff that's been going on and really putting emphasis on that, we continue to work with the detectives. The Nevada County Sheriff's Office is highly invested in that end, as we have been from the very beginning, and we're going to continue to try to do the best that we can to keep things moving forward. The biggest thing that I'd like to say from our end on the search effort is we really appreciate the outpouring of support that's been from the community, from the family, and everything that's been going on. The community members and even folks from outside the community coming in to help look for Kiely and continue doing that search on their own as well is extremely important and has helped us with a lot of, hey, where should we go and how do we do it? I've never seen such great support, but I want to make sure that everybody stays in a positive mode and continues to move forward, because we still need people to have their eyes and ears out there and keep working towards the goal. And our goal, which has never changed from the beginning, is to find Kiely Rodni. Thanks.
I'd like to now introduce Placer County Sheriff's Lieutenant Josh Barnhart for the most recent update on the investigation.
Good afternoon. I would like to also thank Kiely's family for their continued support in this effort. It has truly been a feat. I'd like to commend the community for coming together to support us and all of their search and rescue efforts. I'd like to commend our own search and rescue and detectives, and also you, our media partners, for helping us put out the word about Kiely. We are committed to following through on all the tips that we receive. We are continuing to investigate leads from those tips. Today, we have 50 plus detectives that are out and about interviewing and following up on those tips. We've married up with the FBI, our detectives in the FBI, to go out and do that. Another request is for more video. If anyone has more video that they have not submitted, please, there's no small amount of information for us. And more witness accounts from the party. If you have not come forward, if you were there and you saw something, please come forward and let us know. In closing, I'd like to say that we're putting the pedal down, that we're continuing to move forward this week, and that after this week, we will be modifying things to a task force style. That means our resources will continue to move forward, but in somewhat of a different manner. Thank you.
As many of you are aware, yesterday we put out an updated photo on a sweatshirt that Kiely was seen wearing at the party Friday evening. Just to provide some clarification on that, we did receive a video evidence showing Kiely at the party wearing the white sweatshirt you see to my left. To clear up any confusion, that same day, Kiely was loaned that black sweatshirt you see above the first sweatshirt. And we never detailed or said that she was wearing the black sweatshirt. We believe that Kiely was in possession of the black sweatshirt at some point during that evening, but we have received video evidence showing Kiely wearing the black sweatshirt, and she was seen at the party. I'm sorry, the white sweatshirt, excuse me. So I just wanted to clarify that portion. We've also received confirmation that there is a Ram sticker that is located on the back of Kiely's vehicle, right underneath the rear wiper blade. So we believe this is very important information for the community and anybody in the area who continues to call in any tips to see if they can clarify that they also see a Ram sticker on the back of Kiely's vehicle.
So the talk about the Ram sticker to me is clarification that that rumor going around that the car was seen driving towards Mexico and it was a Honda CRV. Like, I don't know, guys. All I have to say is I'm waiting for law enforcement to clarify and to put information out before I bring it to you guys. I know that there's other channels that like to do things their way and to speculate and say, I heard that, Jagger was dating Sammy and Kiely at whatever, like, and all these other rumors. Like, I just want you guys to just be careful with the information you run with. Like, I'll take note of hearsay and speculation, but I'm not going to run with it and state them as facts. So I would have to say that tip about the car being there is probably debunked just by her, talking about the description of the vehicle right now and the Ram sticker and saying, make sure you see the Ram sticker before you call in. That's an indicator, etc. Like, I have full reason to believe that they don't have proof that her car was traveling anywhere yet. I think that information is probably either still being combed through or up in the air. So I don't know. It just, coming from law enforcement, it doesn't seem like that vehicle was seen someplace.
That was one notable thing that we've noticed. As you know, we remain committed to finding Kiely. That is all the information we have to share right now. We will continue to share any updates as they come and as we are able to release them to the public, to our social media accounts. So at this point, the press conference will conclude. We will limit questions to the press only and 2 questions per reporter in the interest of time, because we would like to get our command staff back to the incident command posts so they can continue their investigation.
So Peach is saying she heard they confirmed those rumors were false. I didn't see that, but I believe it just from these statements here. They've been so good at being open communicators in this case with the public. So I'm certain they would have told us that that tip was accurate and that, people should be looking out in that area, and they would have put an Amber Alert out. And yeah, that's a good point. Someone could easily remove this sticker. Hi, Alex Erickson. Thanks for being here and good morning. Yeah, I agree, Carol.
Why, someone asked me why they haven't sent an Amber Alert yet. Is it because they didn't meet their criteria?
So that question was answered very extensively, about 4 or 5 days in a row. I can have the California Highway Patrol elaborate on that if you can. Thank you.
Sergeant Strecker with the California Highway Patrol in Truckee, and essentially, yes, there's very detailed and specific criteria for Amber Alerts. And as much as we might want to get that information out, the specifications on what has to be met in order to meet that wasn't there. We, I think, collectively agree that the big social media push and whatnot that we've had has certainly reached a tremendous amount of people. So I personally feel very comfortable that
I do know that a requirement for an Amber Alert is like a vehicle sighting. So to me, that kind of reiterates, and they just haven't seen her vehicle, I don't think, or they would have made it an Amber Alert.
our outreach in that capacity has accomplished what we could have accomplished with the Amber Alert. And certainly if things do change and that criteria changes, we would again apply for it and see if that'll happen from Sacramento.
You said possibly moving forward in a little bit of a different way. Can you say what that means in terms of personnel and search groups?
Sure, I'll have Lieutenant Josh Barnhart answer that question.
I figured that would come up. So we've identified lead investigators from each agency, Placer County Sheriff, Nevada County Sheriff, CHP, Truckee PD, the FBI, and we will be moving forward in a task force manner. That means that with these leads, we'll be able to cycle personnel through rather than having a large group of personnel here. It doesn't mean the investigation is going to stop. It will continue to move forward. I hope that answers your question.
JD, has there been any change of position by the adults that have advised the teens not to speak? We talked about this a few days ago, that this was a very important part, that there was adults advising the teens that were at the party not to speak and contact authorities. Has there been any change in position with that?
I don't know that that's readily apparent. We only received several reports a few days ago, and since then we haven't received additional reports, but that doesn't mean that people are still telling, other teens potentially or young adults to not come forward. Our detectives and the FBI investigators are extremely committed to interviewing as many people as possible who went to that party, and they continue to do so today.
Thank you.
To follow up on that question, has anyone interviewed by the FBI in the surrounding area been uncooperative with investigators?
I'm going to let Lieutenant Barnhart answer that question.
I would say for the most part.
So I don't know if you heard, but they're asking if any of them were uncooperative. She's passing the mic to this guy, and I really like this guy. He's been very forthcoming. He just has honest eyes, I guess, in my opinion. But yeah, Mike says, well, officers are actually answering questions, not just saying who they are and life story of their own career, right, and patting each other on the back. That's a good point. And yeah, I agree, Ashley Oaks. Law enforcement has honestly been amazing in this case, in my opinion, and other law enforcement agencies should take notes. I agree. It's interesting. You can hold a conductive and a good investigation with integrity and still be forthcoming to the public, or at least transparent. And if you can't say anything about the subject, then we have no problem moving on. But I feel like it's best for law enforcement to kind of work with the press in press conferences like this, especially in a missing person case. We got a family that's just anxious for answers too. It's just crazy. And I really appreciate your compliment, Carol. She said, I appreciate you confirming those crucial points. Misinformation is worse than no information. I'm sure it's difficult to decipher, and I respect that you do. Thank you. I appreciate that. It takes a lot of brainstorming and talking with you guys in chat, and your comments when you watch this on replay. You guys definitely help me brainstorm and piece things together. Hi, Jody is cool. It's good to see you. And Delana, enjoy your run.
Everyone's been very cooperative, yes. And like I said, thank you to the community.
Answer that question.
I would say for the most part, everyone's been very cooperative, yes. And
so he said, for the most part, everyone's been very cooperative, yes. And, you know, just the way I am, I can't help but cling on to like that for the most part aspect. You know, it's not like he walked towards the microphone and said, yes, everyone's been 100% cooperative. It's amazing. Never seen anything like it. He says for the most part. So, I mean, I just read into everything, but it makes me wonder like, I wonder who might have given them a little bit of a hard time, or maybe somebody was a little bit like resistant to sitting down and talking. I don't know.
Answer that question.
I would say for the most part, everyone's been very cooperative, yes. And like I said, thank you to the community. Many people have come forward and given us information, but we haven't run into very large roadblocks with people not wanting to give us information. I think what JD was talking about was probably an isolated incident that we were able to get past.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
In the future, will you be able to release the image of Kiely wearing the pink and white shirt?
That's up to the investigators, but at this point, we don't want to compromise the investigation. So this was the only photo we were able to release. Any more questions?
A lot of us were wondering if we would be able to get the video that they're referring to of Kiely in that white hoodie, but it seems here that they're just like, no, you're not going to be able to see it, which is understandable. But I mean, that's the point, is like they're very forthcoming and transparent with the public. But then if the public asks them something, you know, we as the public have no problem being like, okay, I understand you can't share that video with us. Like, at least I do. I want to see it, obviously, but with everything else they're kind of giving us and answering for us, I'm kind of okay. And I understand why they can't give us that video. And hello, Support with Steffa. Good morning. And hi, Twisted Gemini.
Since the investigation is proceeding in a different way, will there continue to be press conferences and community meetings in the future?
We will not be holding a community meeting today, but we will hold press conferences as needed.
Am I allowed one more question?
Sure.
I have a question from the public, from my listeners.
Sure.
That went out and searched and used the CalTopo. And they want to ask that, in what capacity have you used their searches within your searches there, Captain Brown?
Yeah, JD, thanks. That's a great question. And I would still put emphasis that even as the search goes into a limited and continuous like mode, that map is still accessible. So anybody that's going out for the length of time that we don't have answers, I would recommend like logging on and throwing those tracks out there. So ultimately, when search and rescue operates, there's an overhead team that designs.
I just want to answer this question for Grandma in the chat. So law enforcement confirms Kiely was there that night. Yes. So law enforcement has confirmed that she was there since day one. Like, they had proof. It was the web sleuths who were like, maybe she wasn't even there. Maybe it was just her phone there. And like, guys, I understand speculating and brainstorming, and I love it. I really love doing all that. But the timeline was put out from day one. Her friend Elsa saw her around midnight. So we have more than just Sammy saying, yes, I saw her here and I went and I left her and blah, blah, blah. You know, so yes, law enforcement has confirmed that she was there. She definitely was at the party. They even said that she was seen telling people that she wanted to leave, and that was around midnight. So we all can kind of mark that off our list of things that kind of happened. And again, it's hard to mark things off your list because we have very little information. But yeah, another rumor bites the dust. We can officially, you know, let that go and say she was there for sure. And if you don't, just do a little digging before you go on and press live sometimes, and other people would have seen that before they put that out there, like, oh, I'm thinking she wasn't even there. And I want to play you guys something that just got shared on Twitter too after this.
Plans and creates them. And we do that based off of information from the investigation, information from the map that folks are going out and using. That doesn't necessarily mean, though, that we don't go out and say search that same area, which is also why we told people, that it doesn't matter if we went and searched somewhere. If you go and search it again, you could literally be standing on a cliffside and not see something that's on the other side based on trees and terrain and rocks and all kinds of various things. And it's happened in many searches and in many areas. And so that still remains a huge possibility. But those tracks are taken into consideration as they come in of, okay, what kind of resource or what kind of push do we go? And is there really good coverage, and is the land flat? Then that might indicate something, versus if on a topographical map, if there's more slant and slope, and even though people may have walked on the top end, maybe we still need air support to get better eyes on it. But I would say that it has been a tremendous tool. It was fairly innovative from the team that's doing things, and CalTopo for us for search and rescue has always been a huge help, and just adding more tracks and more information doesn't always give us the answers, but it gives us an idea of direction and things. But yeah, it has been helpful in the event that the community is like, why are we doing this? We know we haven't released any maps. We're still not choosing to do that at this time. At a certain point, we may choose to do that, but it's been discussed, and it really doesn't give any benefit or help because we don't have a direction or clue of where to go anyway. So everybody's pretty familiar with where the epicenter of this all occurred, and it is worldwide from that point, expanding out of where do you go. So thank you, though, for that.
No, thank you.
Everybody good? All right. Thank you so much for helping us spread the word. We appreciate it, and we hope to have updates for everybody soon.
Okay, before I play News Nation, I'll just switch to Twitter. They shared something on Good Morning America. I want to watch with you guys. I haven't watched it. And then I want to show you something that, another contradiction from Sammy that I noticed.
New clues in the search for missing teen Kiely Rodni. Police are now revealing her cell phone's last ping and new details about what the 16-year-old was wearing the night she disappeared. KABC's Veronica Miracle has the latest on all of that. Veronica, good morning.
Good morning, Amy. It has been 11 days since Kiely was last seen. She has now been added to the FBI's missing person database. This morning, new clues in the desperate search for 16-year-old Kiely Rodni as authorities announce a new phase of their investigation.
We are moving into a more limited but continuous search and rescue effort. We are going to have to switch modes and kind of focus on the investigative end and try to figure out where do we go from there.
The Placer County Sheriff's Office saying the night she went missing on August 5th, Kiely was seen in a video wearing this white sweatshirt with pink writing covered in the words "Odd Future." Last week, investigators said the missing teen was likely in possession of a different sweatshirt seen here with eerie lyrics saying, "You don't want to be forgotten, you just want to disappear."
I recognize both sweatshirts. The darker one belongs to her best friend. The lighter one is something that I've seen her wear time and time again. Being out with friends before, have maybe seen that, my friend was cold and then, oh, hey, here, you take this sweatshirt, and knowing that I have another one in the car to go and change.
Kiely was last seen at Prosser Family Campground near Lake Tahoe, the site of a party she attended with hundreds of other teens, where there was reportedly underage drinking taking place. The last known ping from her cell phone was around 12:30 a.m. Rodni was seen on surveillance video hours before the party. As the FBI combs through the more than 1,200 tips, authorities have pursued several leads, including digging up a burial site near the Prosser Family Campground, only to find the remains of a dog.
I imagine there's obviously relief knowing that she wasn't found there, but then also anguish knowing that, you still haven't found Kiely.
Yeah, it's important to hold on to hope. It's okay to feel sad and frustrated. It's okay to feel this anguish.
Rodni's car, a 2013 silver Honda CR-V, also missing. Because of this, authorities are still treating this as a possible abduction case. Kiely's best friend Magdalene determined to find her.
I'm just really scared for her. I just want her to know that I love her and that I'm going to find her.
And Kylie's mother says the last text message that she received from Kiely was that she would be straight home. That was about 1 hour before Kylie's cell phone last pinged near a lake. Guys.
All right, Veronica, thank you for that.
Can only imagine what the family is going through and the friends. All right.
I'm concerned on two things. One, they said that this is being investigated as a possible abduction, even though they literally have said that they don't believe it was an abduction because they didn't have a description of her vehicle, and nothing was leading them to think that it was an abduction. So that just goes to prove how quick mainstream media is to kind of jump on things. They didn't even see that they've taken back the idea or theory that they think it was an abduction. The other thing that stood out to me is at 12, they said and I'm sure you've seen it on other media sources, they keep saying her last phone pinged around 12:30. I feel like, just the way I like to talk about things and look at things, I like to be so accurate, and it was 12:33. That was her last activity, 12:33. They also said that she is now being logged on the FBI missing person database, and that also backs up the whole they're switching gears with the task force. And as they said in that press conference, they're going to emphasize on the background aspect of the investigation. So just like we want, they're going to be re-questioning people and doing new interviews with people, I'm assuming. Hi, Valerie. Good morning. So glad you're here. And I agree, her mom just looks so heartbroken. So we also saw in there that the text said to the mother that she would be straight home. Let's see what else. Okay, yeah, this is the Ryan Upchurch thing I read to you guys in the beginning. His reward, he's offering his car. Kiely Rodni case isn't sitting well with me. Her friends have little to no negative emotion when talking about their missing friend. They have to know something. Yeah, I'm sorry, but all these friends are just very flat. And the ex-boyfriend too. Maybe it means nothing. All right, let me just switch back and kind of talk about an inconsistency I noticed with Sammy. And I don't know, I feel like that's all I really had for you guys this morning. Okay, so just like we were kind of discussing, the law enforcement agency in this case being very transparent, they've been answering questions on Facebook and on Twitter's regularly. So here is Placer Sheriff on Twitter. They said yesterday in response to somebody, there definitely was not hundreds of videos, photos. We have been transparent with the public from the beginning, and we need the public to trust us to do our job, but we still need the community's help in gathering that information.
Forget which generation and which.
So, like I said, they're saying there definitely was not hundreds of videos and photos. Because and I'm going to show you two things in this little clip with Sammy that stood out to me. And it's from the American Dream Chaser interview. In case you guys haven't seen it, please watch it.
Which generation and which.
Okay, so this doesn't have to do with the photos and videos. This is just another aspect I kind of noticed with Sammy. And you guys, please fill me in on this question I have. So they're starting their conversation out, and they're saying he wants to know about what model iPhone she had. And she's basically saying she wasn't sure on the exact model, but she could find out that information and she would get back to him on it. And then, he could put that information out to the public through his channel. My question is, did she ever update All American Dream Chaser on her model iPhone? Does anyone know Kylie's model iPhone? because it strikes me as strange if she offered to get back to him about a piece of information and then it never got updated or never got put out there. No, I don't know her exact iPhone. If you guys do, let me know. But I just found it interesting. He asked her this and she's like, I'll get back to you. I'm wondering, like, did Sammy ever bother getting back to her or him? Because another thing I want to share with you guys too is yesterday we talked a little bit about how her friends were running the official Instagram page early on, and some of the posts looked very questionable to me. And in fact, some of the posts were, people asking pertinent questions to the investigation, and her friends who ran the Instagram page weren't answering the questions. So it makes me think, like, is this another one of those examples of a question being given or being asked and Sammy saying that she'll get back to him and we never get back? Chet, oh, okay, yeah, by the pic. Thank you, Brooke. So Brooke says, iPhone 13, but we only know that because of the pic. There's like one picture going around of Sammy's phone or of Kylie's phone. And it has like that sticker on the back that Sammy describes, it has a sex wax sticker on the back, blah, 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 blah. And it's like a product for boarding, I believe. It's like a sticker that Kiely put on the back of her phone. Like, she gives all this detail about the phone, but she doesn't know the model. And as far as I know, the picture of her iPhone is the only way that we've kind of been able to narrow down what generation and what model it is. And apparently it's iPhone 13. I still want to know, did Kiely ever, or did Sammy ever get back to All American Dream Chaser here about what type of phone Kiely had? Like, I want to know, like, did she follow through and answer his question, basically? Hi, Chris Frederick. It's good to see you.
Like number, but I can post about that or something or get in contact with you.
Okay.
She said, I can post about that or get in contact with you or something. Did she ever post about it? Does anyone know? Let me just rewind it a little bit, and then we'll get into the other thing that I really wanted to just show you. This was just something I stumbled on while I was kind of like screen recording this other aspect.
Party went down. I'm sure there's people taking photos.
Forget which generation and which like number, but I can post about that or something or get in contact with you.
Okay. Real quickly, Laura Truan wants to ask you, what about pics?
The timestamp for this part, Brooke, let me check. I don't have, it might be in my screen recordings, actually. It was early on in her little interview with him, which is only, I think, like 13 minutes long. So now we're going to get into the part that I was just like, what? After seeing this Placer sheriff comment yesterday about how they definitely don't have hundreds of videos and photos.
Pictures and social media posts, there has to be evidence this party went down. I'm sure there's people taking photos or TikToks. I'm sure there's got to be a TikTok video of the fight or something, right? There's got to be something out there.
Yeah. So there's hundreds of videos. We have videos of people taking videos.
Oh, wow.
We have
very good. Very
hundreds
good.
of videos, hundreds of pictures. We've asked everybody to send us any videos and any pictures that they have, even if it's a picture that looks exactly like something else sent us. It could have different angles. We are looking at an app called Be Real, which is where a lot of kids waited, because the Be Real, it's an app where you can post a picture and there's 2 minutes at random points in the day. There's only one a day. And it comes as a notification will pop up on your phone that says, you have 2 minutes left to post your Be Real. Like, everybody has, you can post it later in the time, but you're supposed to post it in that time. We're looking at everybody's Be Reals because we know a lot of people waited until they were at that party to post their Be Reals. So we're looking for people to look back in their Snap memories of anybody that we can see in those videos, anybody that we can see in those Be Reals. We are looking at Instagram posts, photos taken on video cameras, photos taken on Snapchat, videos on all of these and everything.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. I was just like typing in chat to Brooke when I can just unmic it or unmute my mic. Yeah, I think it was within 20 minutes of this All American Dream Chaser video. She starts speaking about the iPhone and how she has hundreds and hundreds of videos, you know? So you guys heard her say that, right? Let me just do it again, just to reiterate. And I think, Chris, your comment accidentally got deleted in chat. So sorry about that. Yeah, like I said, yesterday, Placer County Sheriff Office, Twitter, there definitely was not hundreds of videos and photos, you know, and they said in the press conference, they still need videos and photos. But Sammy here on YouTube is saying that she actually has hundreds of videos. So what's going on here?
Media post, there has to be evidence this party went down. I'm sure there's people taking photos or TikToks. I'm sure there's got to be a TikTok video of the fight or something, right? There's got to be something out there.
Yeah, so there's hundreds of videos. We have videos of people taking videos.
Oh, wow.
We have
very good. Very good.
We have hundreds of videos of people taking videos. And thank you, Peach. I appreciate that. And hi, Allison. Good morning. So what are you guys thinking here? I mean, this isn't the only statement that Sammy has said that kind of contradicts the information that law enforcement is giving us. I'm not going to go through the list, but we've talked about it before. And when I did a collaboration on CDT's channel, and I know that she's pointed out even more inconsistencies. So, you know, what is going on? Oh, yeah, Allison, we pretty much we are debunking that because of the press conference yesterday, where they were basically saying this is her vehicle, this is the sticker of the Ram on the back. We pretty much are feeling like if it wasn't up to an Amber Alert, that they don't have a vehicle description. But that's just kind of where we kind of concluded after discussing it in the first like hour of this stream. I'm not really buying that just yet until law enforcement says it. But I don't know, guys. I mean, clearly something's not aligning with Sammy's statement here, and I'm just confused why.
Videos, hundreds of pictures. We've asked everybody to send us any videos and any pictures that they have, even if it's a picture that looks exactly like something else sent us. It could have different angles. We are looking at an app called Be Real, which is where a lot of kids waited, because the Be Real, it's an app where you can post a picture and there's 2 minutes at random points in the day. There's only one a day. And it comes as a notification will pop up on your phone that says, you have 2 minutes left to post your Be Real. Like everybody has, you can post it later.
I feel like also just rewatching this a few times, and let me know if you guys agree, she kind of over explains this whole Be Real app. Like she just goes into like all the intricacies of how it works and this is what you do. And it's like, well, can we get back to the hundreds of videos and photos that you just said that you have, and how you have videos of people taking videos? Like, I don't know. I just feel like she tries to change the subject real quick and kind of go into unnecessary detail about things that is just, I don't know, not really what we want to hear. Like it just is like mumbo jumbo, you know?
In the time, but you're supposed to post in that time. We're looking at everybody's Be Reals because we know a lot of people waited until they were at that party to post their Be Reals. So we're looking for people to look back in their Snap memories of anybody that we can see in those videos, anybody that we can see in those Be Reals. We are looking at Instagram.
Sometimes, okay, sorry, I just seen in the chat or in the comments, why are comments being deleted? Sometimes comments get deleted when a moderator has the iPhones or their screen open and they like touch it. So if your comment's being deleted, it's likely because one of my moderators like is listening and they're accidentally like hitting comments, because I've looked at the comments and they're not rude comments. I'm sorry if it's getting removed, but I know that, you know, my moderators usually, they're always on point. So it's nothing against anyone's comment. I've looked and I appreciate everybody comment. No, Mike, it's not you. I've seen, you know, everyone's kind of doing their own thing in the morning and very busy too. So I think it kind of gets knocked over on accident and gets deleted.
post, photos taken on video cameras, photos taken on Snapchat, videos on all of these, and everything.
Okay.
So again, this is just reiterating, debunking pretty much what Sammy just said. And they're saying like, no, there definitely was not hundreds of videos and photos. But they are confirming that there was in fact 200 to 300 people there, because that was another thing which, fairly we were kind of wondering, was the party as crazy as Mags and Sammy are saying it was? Well, I mean, that's quite a lot of people to be there. But of course, Sammy doesn't remember if she had seen anybody strange around Kiely, because she was, in her words, to be completely truthful, I was a bit inebriated. So this is the post I kind of talked about yesterday on my live stream when we were discussing how her friends were running her Instagram page in the very beginning. It since has been taken over, apparently, by another community volunteer, it said. But in the early days were the ones that I was kind of going back and looking at, because if her friends were running it, I found it interesting to kind of see the things that they were saying. So this was just them showing that they were at a park, and they want you to print off missing person flyers. And it says, please do, and let us know where you're going to place them. Please help us. So, she's asking for you guys to show or let them know like where you're placing them, to kind of make things more productive. But what I found super interesting was like people were asking her, well, first off, you might want to cover up the names and phone numbers. And, that makes a big deal. I mean, that's a big deal out on social media. But yeah, somebody asked, do you just have a specific flyer you want printed? I can put them around the Davis and Sacramento area tomorrow. One person liked it, and it wasn't liked by the creator, meaning it wasn't liked by the person who runs the page. It was just one person. And the person who runs the page didn't even respond. So they're saying in the post, let us know where you're hanging them. And then people are asking questions in the comment section. And the friends who are running this page didn't even bother responding. Hi, Pink Dahlia. Good morning. And hi, Melmac. And I don't know. Maybe it's just me kind of overanalyzing it. And I know people get busy. Sometimes you just can't respond to people, But if your friend is missing and if you're taking on the responsibility to run this social media page, and with how important social media is nowadays to spreading information and, really using it as a tool to find your friend, it struck me as odd that people were asking questions about where they can hang flyers and this and that, and they weren't being answered to by the person who runs the page. Like, and like I said, it was stated this week in the comments on that Instagram that in the beginning stages of this investigation, her friends were running the Instagram. So, her friends are able to put together a country concert and do all this other stuff, boots on the ground stuff, really putting themselves out in the media and on YouTube. But what they can't do is respond to people in the Instagram page that they're running. Important questions. Like, you posted in there saying, let us know where you're hanging the flyers. And then you don't ever respond to people when they're asking you questions about where. I don't know, guys. I can't help but side eye the friends. You're such a good friend that you ditch your friend there. I don't know. It just makes no sense. The other thing that doesn't make sense is the whole ride aspect. Mags arrives with Kiely, but then leaves before her. Why would they just leave her there? It's just way too convenient. It's just way too like, oh, really? So you just happen to not be there. Okay. You arrive together, but then you leave your friend there. Like at the very least, these are just very selfish, self-centered kids. Sorry, but I think it's more than that. But at the very least, that's what they are to me. So Blues Clues Brookie She went to All American Chasers YouTube just now while we were live streaming, and we were kind of discussing about, you know, wanting to know if Sammy ever followed up with All American Dream Chaser about what model iPhone Kiely had. She says right in that interview that I played for you guys like less than 10 minutes ago that she will get back to him about that, or she'll post about it. So the Instagram doesn't have anything about her iPhone model. So she definitely never posted about it on Instagram. I haven't checked her other social medias, so I can't just say she never posted about it. But Brookie, thank you for asking All American Dream Chaser. He replied, only it's an Apple iPhone, nothing further. So it seems as though she never got back to him about that information, even though she said that she would and that she would post about it. And obviously that's important, you know? So that is just very, very troubling. Chris said, I'm literally trying to piece this together from the stream and I have no idea what happened in this case. I'm getting there. Yeah, I made a timeline video in a live stream, I think the first one, and that's just kind of how I attack cases, like mentally. I just start with the timeline and kind of get the gist of that. So I don't know if maybe that'll help, but we'll see if we get any more information to kind of iron out this case and all the twists and turns. It doesn't help when the friends are kind of saying statements that are being contradicted by law enforcement. So that's also been a problem in this case and a huge red flag. So let me just see what else. I don't know, guys. That was really all I had to share. It was just Sammy contradicting herself, the Instagram looking questionable. Let me play this little News Nation thing. It's only like 3 minutes long. So the party was at a campground, which was only 12 miles away from Kiely's home. Good morning, Jonesy. It's good to see you. Carol said, did they ditch or have an idea that a stranger who they partied with was going to drive Kiely home, but instead that person abducted Kiely? I mean, that could be. I'm just confused why law enforcement is saying that they have no reason to believe it's an abduction. Sammy thinks that it was an abduction. So that kind of aligns with Sammy's theory, but I don't trust Sammy's theories, especially since whoever's running the Instagram at first said that Kiely is lost. I kind of went through that in yesterday's live stream. There was a post where they were like, Kiely is still lost. And if it was Sammy who wrote that, you know, she said last week, days after that Instagram post, that she thought that Kiely was abducted. So I'm feeling like things have already shifted, like with statements that they've said. We'll see. 1 second while I switch the screen up, guys. And thank you again for being here this morning. If I have more stuff to share with you guys, I'll definitely do another morning live stream. If there's really nothing to share, I'm probably going to sleep in. I almost slept through this and I was like, wait, no, I have stuff to share. I really wanted to share with you guys that Sammy contradicting herself about the videos.
We are learning new information tonight in the search for a missing teen from California, Kiely Rodni. It has been more than a week since she was last seen at a massive end of summer party at a campground near Tahoe. The sheriff's office says it had obtained a video, or it has obtained a video from that night at the party showing Kiely earlier in the evening. Correspondent Nancy Liu has been following the investigation and is here with the very latest on the search tonight. Nancy, this video could be critical. It's certainly the last time a lot of people saw Kiely, and particularly what she was wearing.
That's right, Marnie. And the sheriff is not releasing the actual video, but they say it shows Kiely in different clothing than previously thought. Last week, police had said she had borrowed a dark-colored hoodie with a song lyric on the front. Now they have an update based on the new video. Authorities released this image, a pink and white sweatshirt with the words "Odd Future." They say 16-year-old Kiely Rodni is seen wearing one like it in a video taken early in the evening on August 5th. But they're still looking for information about the hours after that.
If anyone has more video that they have not submitted, please, there's no small amount of information for us. And more witness accounts from the party.
Kiely was last seen around 12:30 in the morning at the Prosser family campground, where about 200 to 300 young partiers had gathered for a massive senior send-off party. On Friday, a search team located a possible burial site near the campground, but it turned out to be dog bones.
Okay, here's another thing that I was kind of confused on. So the last media report, Good Morning America, that I just played for you guys, that was just posted this morning, said that they found dog remains. How did they know it was a dog by looking at the remains? And like this here is saying, but it was dog bones. How did they know it was a dog then? Like, there was just like an expert, like anthropologist right there who was like, yes, these match a dog. Like, how did they not know it was like a coyote or like a mountain lion or something, you know? Like, I'm wondering what the exact state in decomposition this animal was. And maybe it's 100% unrelated, but they said in the first press conference that it was found near the campground. So I don't know, guys, like this dog thing is really confusing me. I wish they would clarify a bit more on that. And I wish that they would kind of tell us how far along this dog's decomp was. They must have known that it was a dog if they're looking at it. I mean, I know that things are a little bit different, like a mountain lion's teeth and all that, but I'm still kind of getting confused by this dog thing. Yes, Allison, she said, why would they alert the parents before knowing what was in the grave? That was something that I was sort of confused on too. And I just was like, maybe it's just nothing and I'm just overanalyzing like usual, but sometimes my overanalyzing actually means something. It's hard to tell sometimes. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Valerie said, sounds sacrificial, kind of, not near homes. Yeah, it wasn't a pet cemetery. I mean, people have already said, like, no, it wasn't a sacrifice, blah, 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 settle down, web sleuths. I think it was Ryan Upchurch who was saying that. I'm like, I mean, who knows? They said in that one Instagram post that I shared yesterday that the exact words that the friends posted was, hold on, I shared it on the screen, but I want to make sure I get the verbiage right. Kiely is still lost. We have no leads on where she is. If you report anything as a teen, you will not be held responsible. We have had kids report themselves for doing coke and drinking and smoking and shrooms and just about everything. So I've just kind of been hung up on like, what does just about everything mean? We heard that there were fist fights there, friendly fights. Now there's like a burial of a dog. Yeah, that's what I was getting the impression of too, Judy. She said the first impression I had was that it was a freshly buried dog. Me too. And then media was like, found remains of a dog. And then this clip said bones. Is this just law enforcement telling them what information to put out there to kind of throw things off? Or I don't know. I can't help but kind of read into this so deeply. It's just so bizarre. I mean, is it bizarre that there was a buried dog there, guys? It's not a pet cemetery. And it happened to be right near the campground.
The last known ping from her phone was near the lake. But searches haven't turned up any sign of Kiely or her 2013 Honda CR-V. Authorities saying after 10 days of extensive...
That's a good point, Christy B. She said maybe to confuse search dogs. Yeah, like I've thought that too. Like maybe it was there to confuse things but then that would, I don't know, guys. It's strange. It's so strange. Pink Dahlia said, it is weird now that you explain it. It's very weird, like near the campground when all this stuff is going on. Starts off as a burial site of a dog, then it's turned into remains of a dog, and now this one says bones of a dog. Like, I want to know, like, what, I'm sorry, I want to see. I mean, we all have a level of healthy, morbid curiosity, so I just want to know more information on that.
Searching, they're making plans to scale back operations.
To date, we've had over like 9,000 man hours into searching, which is pretty astronomical.
Anyway, I want to thank everyone.
Kylie's father, Daniel Rodni, is grateful for the search efforts and for an anonymous donation of $25,000 toward the reward fund. He says the last 10 days have been agony.
Every day has been a roller coaster. Emotions are out of control.
Kylie's mother.
She looks a lot like her father.
Begging kids at the party to come forward.
It's a hard thing to be courageous, and it's okay to be scared. And we promise you that you won't get in any trouble.
Now, law enforcement.
That's a good point, Chris. He said, I was going to ask if there was a collar found, but whoever buried it surely would have removed it. Exactly. Because, I mean, think about it. We all who have had a pet and has lost them, I mean, I know that we kept our dog's collar, and I've seen so many other people keep the dog's collar. So that is an interesting detail that I would love to know. Yes, exactly, Melmac. Owners would have kept the collar more than likely. Their dog probably loved that campground. Yeah, I mean, it really could be something like keep him here because they spent so much time there. And yeah, that's the thing, is it very well could be something like that. I just wish we knew more about it. And then if it was something like that, then why would they bother bringing it up in the press conference and then also saying we've spent 9,000 man hours? You know, it's like in the same breath of saying they hit a brick wall and found a dead dog, they're also saying like we've done this, that, and this. So it's like, I don't know. Guys, yeah, Melmac, the dog may have been chipped, if not too decomposed. That's true. They could have been able to maybe find the chip or, something. I just really want to know. I really want to know, guys. I can't help it.
Have yet to hear from any witnesses who actually saw Kiely Rodni leaving the party, which by many accounts involved a lot of underage drinking and drug use. That anonymous donation has pushed the reward up to $75,000. Marnie?
Let's hope it motivates more people to come forward. Nancy, thank you. And
so that was pretty much it. I mean, they've stated that the reward money has gone up. Upchurch has stated that he will give you his Hellcat vehicle if the tip is reliable and of meaning. She definitely was wearing that white and pink hoodie at the party. They have video of her in it, but they're not going to release that video to the public. They're switching the investigation from, a lot of search hours and resources for searching to now they're switching it up to a task force, and they're going to do more behind the scenes in the background type of investigating. So, they've also added Kiely Rodni to the FBI database for missing persons. And I think that that's all the updates that we kind of needed to go through. Obviously, Sammy contradicting herself isn't very good either. I don't know, guys. There's nothing on Twitter that I'm seeing. They're still looking for her car with the Ram sticker, and that is under the rear wiper blade. But Hi, Seagate. We are closing things up. We're pretty much done, but thank you for being here, everybody. And yeah, this video is so sweet, isn't it, Valerie? She's such a talented young lady. Yeah, I agree, Carol. I got to give it to Ryan Upchurch for offering his Hellcat a beautiful car to anyone providing information to help find Kiely. I agree. I mean, there's so much money out there to give incentive, you know, like that's why I'm thinking it's just a select few that know what's going on and they're just keeping it hush hush because no amount of money or a car would be enough for them to kind of admit to what happened, in my opinion. That's just where I'm at. Yeah, I wish we could see the video too, Twisted Gemini, of her in the hoodie that they're basically saying. How old is his case? It's 11 days old. Today is day 11 that she's been missing. So she went to a party on on August 5th at night. And then by 12:30, 1 a.m. on August 6th is when pretty much they've lost track of her. And the mother didn't realize it until 8 a.m. when she woke up and realized that she never came in to wake her up and say that she made it home safe. So that is sort of the timeline in a way. It's just ongoing and very active, obviously. So, all right, guys, that's pretty much it. And thank you so much for being here. My moderators, everyone in chat. Brooke, thank you for asking All American Dream Chaser if Sammy ever got back to him about the model iPhone it was. That is noteworthy, I think, that she never even got back to him, because unless somebody can show me that she uploaded information on it, like she said, I mean, her exact words were, I'll either share the model of iPhone it was, or I'll give you that information. So she never got back to him. And as far as I've seen, I have not seen her share what type of iPhone it was. So kind of troubling. And yeah, thank you, everybody. Godspeed. And you guys have a wonderful day. We will talk soon. And like I said, if I have anything else to bring to you guys, it'll be in a morning stream like this. So just be on the lookout for those. If I'm not live, then I'm just kind of watching things and gathering information to bring to you guys. So talk soon, guys. Bye.